doing fine, 'cause it's Q&A time again. Hello world, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. If not, as always, I hope it gets better for you. So here you're looking at some Taiwan lily, Anubias, and some shellies. So yes, it's a planted shelly tank. We got a whole lot of breeding out of here just because there's not a whole lot of shells and territory for these guys. But you can see, well, if it would focus more, but there are babies, there are younger ones. And yes, those are the shellies. The Neolampris multifasciatus. Pretty cool though. Yep, pretty cool, pretty cool. But anyways, welcome everybody to another Friday Night Live Q&A. Your host, me, Mr. LRB. And, oh, I gotta find a better spot for myself. Whoa. Oh, wait. Yeah, I think this is good. Yeah, that's good. But yes, welcome to the Friday Night Live Q&A, where you can get your aquarium questions answered. That's what we're here for, to help you guys out, whether it be with shrimp, fish, or plants. Doesn't really matter, as long as it goes in an aquarium and it's not salt. Do know a little bit about salt, but not enough to teach you guys or to help you guys. And if I don't know how to help you, we've got an awesome community here to help you. But hello everybody in the chat. Josh B says, hey LRB, how much do your outdoor ponds swing temperature wise during the summer? So in the summer, not really a whole lot. This year's been a little different because we seem to be getting a lot more temperature swings this summer than like normal. So I don't know, I don't really track it that much either. It's not enough to actually make a difference to the fish. I know it gets chillier at night, but usually the substrate, especially if you got substrate, some substrate in your pond will really help hold some of that radiant heat as well as the water temp. But usually at night, as long as it's not like a consistent cold where they're just constantly freezing, and it's not so hard on them. But I really don't know how much swing there really is. Hasn't really affected me to the point that I've had to track it. I'll put it that way. And I live in Indiana. We get some crazy swings where we'll have 40-degree differences within the day, multiple times a week sometimes. Casual Aquatics Subwasser. So there is actually some Subwasser tang on the website right now. I do have some in stock. So it's cycled through. Sometimes my plants will cycle through. You guys, like Brazilian pennywort, you guys been like eating it up. So I probably won't have that for a while. I've got a few left on the website from like the little bit that's growing here, but I'm about to rip a lot of my Brazilian pennywort out just because I need the functionality of these tanks as much as I love the look of that. So if you guys were thinking about getting any of that, you might want to grab it now because I don't know how much longer it will be around. Same with upstairs. Hello. Timothy Darling, thank you so much for becoming a member. I was trying to get the members a video today, but for some reason it wouldn't let me upload a members only video. At least mobilely, I've got to figure out how to do that exactly, because I was going to show you guys my koi. I was going to give you guys a sneak peek. And I see some questions about the pond and koi, or pond here going on in the backyard. But anyways, I was going to share that with you guys. I got 12 koi in from Next Day Koi, which you can get like the exact picture of your koi. I went through like, I don't know, 1,000 of them or so. Of course, they're all butterfly fin. I absolutely love the butterfly fins. And hopefully I can get that to some of you guys, to the members. And Timothy Darling, thank you so much for becoming a new member. And I see some questions. I will get to those. I try my best to hit them all. Fire to Ashes, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Always great to see you in here. Fire to Ashes, thank you so much. Says outdoor guppy pond starting to go green. I know many breed them in green water, but is there a point when it's too much for them out of curiosity? So no, not really. Like that green water could get so soupy thick, but they probably won't let it get to that point. What will happen is they'll breed out in that like crazy. The fry will go live in because in green water, especially outdoor situations where the green water's got places and debris, more debris to stick to, it'll grow like this green kind of like mulm stuff, which the fry will actually eat, snails will eat, shrimp will eat, the regular guppies will eat it. If you don't like the look of it, just add a little bit of Daphnia. I've done that with some of my guppy tanks where I didn't think the Daphnia would be able to live to clean it out, but they must be hiding somewhere because the green water has been clearing out of those tanks. Which I'm glad I didn't do that to all my green water tanks because that would have been a shame. But yes, good luck with that, and you should be golden. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, Joshua Stover, for the support and for mentioning how fantastic the plants are and that they're doing great for you. Brian Maramba says, will the ZooMed Banquet blocks foul my water in my shrimp tank? So I don't even know what a ZooMed Banquet block is. I personally probably wouldn't use it because it doesn't seem like something I would need. I don't know. So there's often we'll do too much to our aquariums. We gotta watch doing too much to our aquariums when we don't really need to spend money on certain things. But maybe somebody in the chat has used it and they think it's great. I don't know. Like I said, I've never heard of it. Sir, I need plants for my fish. Well, I got you, Jong. LBAquatics.com. Dill says shrimp. How to stop them from going cannibal and how many in a 60-liter max you recommend. So to keep them from going cannibal, I usually feed them once a day, a decent amount. And as far as like 60 liters, I'm not even sure what that calculates to. I can do Celsius and Fahrenheit decently, but not so much the liters and gallons. But in a 10-gallon, which I know is a small tank, you could fit like hundreds of them. 20 gallons, you could fit like 1,000 of them. Granted that they grew up to that environment themselves. Now, it's a little different when you start off with 10, 20, and they breed out to 1,000. Now, if you're just to throw 1,000 into a 20-gallon tank, that's a whole different scenario because the biosecurity isn't strong enough and it hasn't been developed like it would if they just did it naturally within themselves. Oh, Chris Trapp said my dad got some koi from there. Oh yeah, dude, next day Eric koi. I'm impressed. I put in another order. Like I just got them today, just got them in the pond. And I am impressed. I am super stoked about them too. Because I got like the ones I want. Like I already started naming them. It won't surprise me if all the koi end up with a name or something. And I don't often name a fish, but dude, I am in love with these kois. And I can't wait to show all the pond and what's going on out there. Right now I'm just building wall. I've had a little leak down in the bottom pond around the trim face. There's like this square you got to cut out for the skimmer. Like the bottom part, it buckled up, so the water was seeping through. I had to wait for the land to dry so I could be able to find where the leak was coming through. And it just was staying soggy over there by the filter, so I started digging it and then started looking around it and found that out. But I slapped a bunch of Flex Seal over it, and it seems to look like it's holding because it didn't backwash after it rained today and pushed dirt back through it. So hopefully got that problem fixed and we're back to rocking and rolling on the pond. But during that, I've just been building the walls out there. I got a bunch of walls to build. I kept the excavator for another month. As much as I didn't want to, I also didn't want to kill myself moving all this bigger rock. So, yeah, I got the excavator for another month trying to just knock out, like, the project keeps getting bigger and bigger with that backyard. Because I'm like, well, if I'm going to do this, I might as well do this. And if I'm going to do this, I might as well do this. And I'm just pushing it, pushing it, pushing it. But man, I can't wait. It's going to be so epic. So, so epic. And then I get to come back into the fish room, which will be even sweeter. So lots of good things happening. It's just taking a lot of work and time. But Punchy Paints, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Always great to see you, Punchy. And says, whatever should I feed my fish? Oh, the golden question. I haven't heard that for quite some time. And you know it, the tetracolored tropical granules. Gotta have those. That's what fish crave. And I really think a lot of it has to do with the color of that food. Because fish see that color, they just like to hit it. Which is an orange or a red color. Scrolling. I know I may have missed a question or so. Sorry if I missed some. Casual Aquatics says, what? It's under, just checked under moss, not seeing it. Go to the special buy section, and it's probably not in moss. I don't know if I put it in the moss section, but I'll go check that. But go to the special buy section or just search for subwasser tank. It'll pop up. My green water went away in one night. Yeah, sometimes that'll just happen. It'll go down like that. Terry's Tropical Tanks. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for becoming a member, Terry. Tropical Tanks. Fluffy Cumber says, do you still have blue neon gobies? If so, do you use RO or hard water for them? So I don't still have the blue neon gobies. They didn't seem to mind RO or hard water. They don't live that long. I think, mine were like 3 or 4 years old. I'm not sure how long they're supposed to live, but it seemed like they died of old age because they got that like geriatric look to them towards the end of their life. But they were really cool fish. And that male it would be colored up sometimes it wouldn't. But he was actually pretty consistent on the coloration. And then the females, they don't have any color. So if you're looking to try to breed them or try to do something like that, go for like the colorful ones and then go for the less, like the no color ones. And Ozzy Soto, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Ozzy, appreciate it. It says, for the pond and live, the Friday stream, thank you. Well, you are welcome, and thank you. I appreciate the help and the support with the pond for sure, because it's just a money siphon pretty much. Like, I'm still trying to work up the rocks, so lrbaquatics.com. I gotta buy some more rocks because these rock walls, they just keep getting bigger. If you guys do want to help support me and get some stuff as well, I have lots of fish and aquatic stuff on there, all homegrown for you. But thank you guys so much for the support. Like, seriously, I could not be doing this without you. That's why I'm just so ready to bring more to you guys. But I know I gotta put my nose down to the grindstone and like really hammer this backyard out. Ephraim422, hey Lucas, Ranchu, I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing about it too. Ranchu or Randa, I can't decide. So, that is a tough decision. I would probably go towards the Ranchu myself. But even though, if I started looking at all the different types of goldfish, I'd probably get something different than both of them. And beauty's in the eye of the beholder, so don't let somebody else persuade your fish. Your fish should be the one that you want. That's the most important thing. S. Kirkpatrick, how much more to do on your pond is left to do? So, this is the last day of cure time for that flex seal around the skimmer. And it should be rocking and rolling from that. And just what's left is the walls that I have to build. Then I have to like make this little beach area by the one down at the bottom. Now, well, that's not entirely true. There's going to be a couple phases because the pond up top, it's not quite done all the way. I'm going to end up doing like a waterfall thing there. I'm going to try to get that one in this month. And then the native pond that's kind of on its own now is I've got to pretty much redo like the filtration system on that because it's always staying murky and cloudy, and I got to run the line up farther up and make it look like there's a creek coming up. So there's a little more finagling and customizing to do with that stuff, but hopefully here in a month I can have most of it hammered out. Whether I can get to this native pond, that all depends on funding and if I could get it financed to do that, because I don't like to get into debt. I'm not going to take a loan out for it, so I'm pretty much going to check on the products of what I'm buying. But that's a good thing about, since it's all business, like it all goes back, like it all rolls into the business thing. So luckily that helps. Xanadu, thank you so much for the $5 super chat and the support. Always great to see you in here, Xanadu. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Says, just for being you, Lucas, and for bringing us these awesome streams. Cheers, my friends. Well, my friend, cheers to you as well. And I'm just glad I'm able to be here with you guys. And I appreciate you guys just coming on and watching. Like, it really, really does motivate me, especially just to see your guys' amazing support time and time out. Like, seriously, keeps me so motivated. Finn Wiggles, thank you so much for the huge $20 super chat. And I will get to your guys' questions. I just want to hit up these super chats real quick because they were flying in. And sorry if I'm missing your questions. But it says, happy Friday. Yeah. It says, why does my dwarf water lettuce turn yellow when I put it out in the pond? It grows vibrant green in my indoor tanks. You know what? I kind of have the similar problem. Now, I don't know if it's just some nutrient in there that it's not getting, or maybe the sun's hitting it too much. That's a really good question. Usually yellowing is due, I think, to like a potassium shortage or something. So maybe the rainwater out in the ponds, we get more of that acidic rainwater that'll break down the mineralization. And maybe there's just not enough mineralization in there going on. That could be one factor. I don't know if anybody else has got like, because I have many other plants too, like let's see, guppy grass. I can't grow that outside. There's some plants that you think would just like blow up, like this should just go crazy out in my pond, but it just doesn't. And I think the radiation of the sun just becomes too much for it. But I also see that stuff grow in full sun, so I don't know. There's an imbalance somewhere for it. I wish I had a better answer for you. With the extra light outside, it'll help get it what it needs, more fertilizer to cope. And that's the thing too, like when it's getting more light, it's soaking up more ferts as nutrients as well, because it's got to feed that energy, that cycle of energy. So maybe try putting some harder water in there, let the rain break up all that mineralization over time. Because, I mean, a lot of that stuff, limestone, all that, it can naturally, like in nature, it gets broken down by the rain, and then that's how it absorbs it in nature. Ron Harriman, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Always great to see you in here, Ron. Says, sup, bro Tato? Oh, man. Get me with that bro Tato. Says, you know, if water pH and soil relate, would acidic water remove hardness in my soil? Yes, most definitely. So anytime you get any acidity, it will help break down any of that hardness. Now, if you were to have that acidic substrate and you were to just keep using hard water, that mineralization can actually build up to the point to where that acidity is not even going to be that effective. So there's kind of like a balance there of like what the acidity can do with all that alkalinity. Now there will be a minute amount of acidity with the substrate if it's like really mineralized to the point where you got calcium building up on the side of your tanks, on the crust of your rim, which some people have that issue. But if you got the softer water, then it will just continue that acidity, which would just rip away your mineralization. So when you're thinking about water and soft and hard water and keeping fish, like in like that's all you really need to really think about is the acidity and alkalinity and how it reacts with each other to really get a good aspect of what your water's doing. And I mean, when it really comes to aquarium keeping, uh, water keeping is what we're really doing for the most part. But thank you, thank you, thank you again for the support. Marvin's Loach Garden says, Finwiggles, my guess is nitrogen too low. Ferts are friends on new setups. So yeah, that could be it too. Just maybe not enough. Add some more fish, more waste, more nitrogen. Can you Turk says, I'm having a problem with what I believe is Planaria. It's shaped like it, but it's clear and kind of clear rows of dots. How do I kill it without killing my plants? So, a dog dewormer, Pancure C dog dewormer. You can use that. It comes in a powder form. What I like to do is put it in a container. You use 0.1 grams per 10 gallons. I like to add a little water to it, just like a couple drops, so I can make it into a paste. And then I'll fill up a cup and then stir it into like a liquid form. That way you're not just sprinkling the powder on the tank because it doesn't cover as well. It covers much better when you turn it into a liquid. But 0.1 grams per 10 gallons. Then you wait 72 hours, do a 25% water change. And usually repeat that 2 to 3 times or until that you see they're gone. Now it will kill mystery snails, but it's safe for everything else that isn't like a worm. So hopefully that helps you out. Heat Aquatics says, try planting it in clay or add a small amount of clay to the pond. Yeah, that could help mineralize for sure. Scroll. Danikin Aquatics, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Always great to see you in here. Danny and Ken says, Lucas, Sarah says you're having a serious raccoon problem right now. Oh, what? Are you kidding me? No way. I got those koi up there. What are they doing? Sarah, as long as the koi ain't getting attacked, let me know. So, uh-oh. That doesn't, of course it'd be like when I'm going live here. I feel like I gotta run up there. Like every summer, there's always this one mom raccoon that likes to have her babies here, and her babies come and just run havoc all over the place. They're kind of adorable, though. I deal with them. They like to go swimming in the ponds. As long as they ain't eat my fish, I'm alright. Fluffy McCumber says, what is the best thing to do with shrimp culls if I have one main tank? Set up a 10-gallon with the pea puffer to eat them? I mean, if you want to. Or maybe talk to your LFS. They may be able to give you some credit for them. Or some people like coal tanks. I just set up a 10-gallon coal tank just to watch what they do. Hello. Yeah, Herb Diversity says just give the shrimp away or put them somewhere else. You know. Tech K says, howdy my brother. I know you measure TDS, but how important are GH, KH to shrimp? So, when it comes to shrimp, the GH and KH, Neocaridinias love it all. But when it comes to Caridinias, they do not like the KH. They love the GH, but they do not like the KH. That is the only main thing with the GH and KH when it comes to shrimp. Like they can tolerate a little bit of it, but you do not want, it's best to just not even have KH in with Caridinias. Yes, Natural Aquarium says if you increase light, you should also be increasing ferts for plants. Yes. And thank you, Herp Diversity, for asking everybody to hit that like button. That would be great if they did. I would appreciate it. Helps YouTube let me know I'm still alive. or let them know I'm still alive. Because I think YouTube thinks I died. What the Croc says, who knew we loved Ellerby so much here in AZ? Well, glad to hear it. I almost got to come down to Arizona too until this whole pandemic hit. Marvin's Loach Garden says, do you collect any wildwood for scape? If so, what have you had luck with? I'm a fan of collecting cholo wood, or however you say that, but it's a pain to clean up. I could imagine that stuff's a pain to clean up. I have, let's see, I don't know if, I mean, there's a couple pieces that I use that I just found. What I like to do, I'll put it out on the deck and I'll let it just weather with the sun and the rain for like a month or a few weeks. Sometimes even longer, depends on when I get to the setup. I still got driftwood all over the place on my deck. There's always driftwood on my deck just getting seasoned. Then after that, I give it a good rinse and plop her in. I used to go through the whole trouble, like I'd get the nice manzanita, boxes of manzanita, and I would still boil them with the turkey fryer and everything because that's like the thing you gotta do, all that stuff. Oh my gosh. Like I literally bought a turkey fryer specifically for it. But it was just so overboard, like you totally don't need to do that. Same with like some people try boiling rocks. It's crazy. But I mean, it's just because we like to be better safe than sorry. But once we learn more that, like, Mother Nature has her ways, you start to loosen up a bit, I should say. Dervies Garcia says, sup, LRB, when is Luigi Archeata coming back on the website? That's a good question. Actually, let me see if I can afford to give you any, because I don't have a whole lot hanging on here. This is about all I've got in the fish room right now, which I've got a few stems I could probably release. Whoa, hello. I guess we can look at the fish. Random rainbows. Random tanks, more random rainbows. But I tell you what, I can add a few stems onto the website here. I can try to do it like right after this if I remember. That's the hardest part. But besides that, it's going to be a little while till I can get more because I need to really specify a tank for them. I'm getting ready to do like a whole Dutch style within the utility section. I'm going to redo that whole area because like the organization of my fish room just needs a lot of love. I'm getting to that. So some things have been put on hiatus of growing until then. New raccoon feeding vid coming soon then. Oh my god, that would be gold. That would actually probably give me more subs than I've had all this whole lifetime of the channel. Just having